do, gang, what it do? Hey, what it do, gang, what it do? Hi, darling, hi, babies. Guys, you're known as new to my YouTube channel. I go by the name of Tshiamo Ngwenya. To the returning subscribers, get welcome home, babies. Alright. Oh my god, guys, it feels so great to be back. I am so happy to be back because one of the reasons obviously would be like on period. And guys, I have great news. Okay, first and foremost, few disclaimers. Number one, I'm operating at the hours of Eskom Sutukanyo. Yeah, because wow, guys, delivering content is very tricky, especially now. Like I don't know how to do it. It's a lot going on. There are going to be weeks where I can't provide you with any content, and vlogs I love vlogs, but they just YouTube, I ain't surprises, I ain't get it next. Like, it's just a lot of admin, and my phone storage is also showing me flames, so this video can just cut anytime. Catch your breath, sis. Catch your breath. Drink of preference today, we're having African Secret Marula cream. This baby is very nice. I think it's even better than Amarula, even though it's a dupe of Amarula. Now that is something that gets me. So guys, I have decided that I am going to be introducing a new segment, which is my top 10. All right, so basically, to anyone that doesn't know, well, you do not know because this is new. Tshiamo, that was a very dumbish move. All right. So to anyone who doesn't know, the new segment, what it entails is the fact that I am going to have 10 things which I either dislike or like about a particular topic, something which I feel relate to me. So today I have decided that I am going to give you 10 things which I do not like about having to be gay. Yes, you heard me right. 10 things which I do not like about having to be gay, because child, there's a lot going on. So without further ado, let's get on to this video. Period. So guys, I had to think thoroughly regarding this topic because I know that certain things, obviously, you know, we agree to disagree, and certain people are very much sensitive, understand that, but yeah, it is what it is. I have to also reiterate on the fact that this is based off my personal experience and no one else's, in case someone tries to be personal about things, and this is not necessarily meant to attack or offend anyone in particular. Just my personal experiences, I repeat and I beg. All right. So 10 things that I do not like. Oh, I forgot to mention something. I'm going to be referring to my phone because I don't want to get to be repetitive. You know me and the tech, guys. Please bear with me. The first one has to be homophobia. Oh my effing god, I despise homophobia from the start of my head to the cons, because homophobia is just a lot to take in, guys. That thing, it deprives one from having to express themselves and be the best version of themselves. And it's really sad having to witness people who you can tell that they very much are trying, but they can't necessarily be out in an open like that based off society. I've dated a few people who I would say they've been in the closet because of society and the judgment and the critics that come with that. That honestly, I don't know how will that happen, but I really wish that that could die out, because having to be gay is honestly not a choice, because some of us are born like that, and some of the other people is actually more of a lifestyle or an experience, but we also do not judge them, we accommodate them like that. But yeah, wholeheartedly I hate homophobia, because the same people that tend to hate on us are the same people that want to get the taste of them butt cheeks, or want to see us later on when we live in them grooves. So I have no respect towards such people, without no cap, honestly. The second one would have to be the misconception about gay relationships, including being used as sex toys. Guys, I've been a victim of such, at least according to how I've lived to experience it, where I would feel that a gent wouldn't be openly gay, but would be obviously a DL guy or on discretion. However, like, it would be a case that they wouldn't be the same people who would want to reach out to me when they want to maybe discuss personal things. However, when they felt a need to want to offload sexual wise, they'll know who to call, when to call, and that really offended me because I felt like I was starting to be used as a sex toy. This is really a misconception, and I have to actually say that I hate it wholeheartedly also, because now I feel like, okay, as much as certain people have grown to be comfortable with the fact of how they want to perceive themselves on social media as if the gay, they are more based or suited to be used as sex toys, because for some odd and crazy reasons we are sex addicts. That is something that really gets me, and it really, I feel personally that it is a violation, because that's not how we all are, you know. And I'm not speaking for everyone, but I'm basically speaking as per my experiences. So yeah, that is really a bummer, and it's really unfortunate that to this day and age we still have people that continue to find comfort in having to use gay people for either finances or sexual transactions. It's really a lot going on. Like, this world is a dog eat dog world. I think I said it right. If not, English teachers, do your job and comment. Kind of correction. So yeah, the third one would have to be the comparisons with the well-established people. Ugh. Honestly, I really hate the comparisons, and people, I'm gonna say straight people and elderly people, they have a tendency of doing this. Just because of you gay, that automatically for them or to them subscribe you to wanting to be or aspiring to be another Somizi or another Lasizwe or another GC. I really hate that, guys. It's not out of hate or the fact that I do not idolize or admire these people. However, I hate having to be identified as the other person, where else I'm trying so much in having to find my feet and knowing the kind of person that I am. Let me remind a few people, which I know certain people who have a tendency of doing this are actually looking at this video. My name is Siphiwe Ngwenya. Get that right and address me accordingly. As in not GC just because I have dreadlocks and I happen to be gay. I'm not so easy just because of I'm gay, and what else in comparison? And maybe because I love dramatic outfits. Let's not jewel each other's snacks, please. I do not expect for people to tolerate me. I want you to respect me. If that's what I'm giving to you, I expect for you to give it back. And I want it to end there without having to sound or come off as if I'm being disrespectful. But I'm really tired of people trying to treat the whole me being homosexual as a disability. And even with people that have like special needs or disability, they do not deserve to be treated like that. It's not a laughing matter. I mean business by having to say this, guys. We have to outgrow certain upbringing, certain society standards that are set by who we don't know, but we have to outgrow certain things for us to come out right. Remember that. So guys, moving on. The fourth one would be the competition. Oh my god, this is something that we as gay people are guilty of. And it's not necessarily looking at the gay people, because sometimes it's a person to person kind of thing. It can go from relationships as far as families and friends and people that you date, because sometimes you find yourself having to be in a relationship with a parasite. If not that, someone who feels that, or having to date someone that is an opportunist. That could be a disadvantage for you, because there's no way in life or at any point in life that that person is going to actually want to grow something with you. That's how I believe, because that's how, or that's the kind of mindset that they chose to carry in coming into the relationship. So personally, I wouldn't want to be involved with such a person. So mark me absent, minier, because andizi singaphela abantu. So yeah, the competition is really real, and I feel like the competition mainly for gay guys, it would be a case of having to attract, you know, the same sex, because we are gay like that. And sometimes success does become something which people tend to, I don't want to say romanticize, but sort of like become very envious towards. So it's more of who has like an apartment, who has a car, who has, and these straight gents have actually grown comfortable in terms of having to maneuver regarding that kind of aspect. You know, they're going to leap more based on who has more. So that's the kind of perception that we have grown to be comfortable with. Hence they do not see anything wrong with what they do. Guys, gay guys, masculine guys, homosexuals, please, this is not on. This is really sad, come to think of it. And then now looking at number 5, having to automatically being acknowledged as chomi. I'm going to try to be respectful and calm when I address this. Guys, I'm not a rude person. I'm actually a very polite person. I'm a people's person. Sometimes I tend to feel like I'm a people's pleaser, you know, but that is something that we're still working on, because currently at this point in my life I have chosen to instill boundaries with everyone and with everything, basically, just to safeguard my heart, you know. The chomi thing, I really hate it, because I feel like people have grown comfortable to having to automatically assume that uchomi, or I don't know how this term actually derived or came about, but I really do not like it. Out of respect to someone who loves me, follows me, fans out to me, is my friend, happens to have any relationship with me, please do not acknowledge me as chomi. Please. Okay, so number 1, my pronouns are him, they, him, they, his. Those are my pronouns. Just because I wear makeup, that doesn't change anything with the fact that I am a man. That is how I choose to identify myself. I'm not transgender. There are people who are actually transgender proud. I love it for them, but I'm not transgender just because now I choose to want to wear unisex clothing, you know, or choose to want to put on makeup. No, I'm gay, and that's how I choose to actually want to identify as. The polite way to go about this would be to first ask for my pronouns, or ask for my name if you don't want the administration, you know. I do not appreciate people calling me chomi throughout the event. That thing really patronizes me, because I'm like, from when did we get to the level of being chomi, where else you just met me now? Like, without having to come off as if I'm being disrespectful or rude, but I do not appreciate that. Like, chomi, you chomi, or nice, and then now I'm forced to blend in or pretend as if I actually acknowledge or enjoy what is happening. No, I'm not your friend. Chomiang. Even my friends, the OGs, they do not call me chomi. Who the F do you think you are? So I do not appreciate that, and I would love for people to actually refrain from having to call me chomi, because to me it doesn't sit well. It's like wankatola. So let's try to instill respect, né? I could say we just met now. Do what a polite stranger would do and try to ask for my name. Well, if I happen to give you the time, also try to get to know me as a person, because I am a good person. Just feel like I can go who can do concert, who can painting. Don't trample me or drown me snacks, and do not by even once feel entitled. Because not guys, I'm not rude, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents, and it's not nice. Because some people have grown comfortable. Sometimes we have to call a spade for a spade. Clink clink, bitches. Now moving on. Opportunist relationship after 9 and DL gents. I feel like I've already touched based on this, so that would be our number 6. Opportunistic relationships. I don't know, but I stand to be guilty of this. I prefer having to date DL guys and straight gents, and I've had the conversations with my friend where they're like, but Tshiamo, why don't you just find yourself a gay guy? For the longest time, I'm going to reiterate and actually admit to this, but for the longest time I've been a person who has been a bit effy in terms of like, I do not want to find myself engaged in like gay relationship under the perception that the statistic Google the line you voter like mang utseba mang, and you know, I think this is more of trauma that I'm actually, I don't want to say recovering from, but something that I'm trying to avoid. Yes, it's trauma because I dated a guy who happened to have slept with people that I know. Understand? So, understand? No, like it's like that guy has power over us, where he can actually get a mention or be a topic. Like, nah, I cannot go for that. A person that much power to have over me. That is something that I do not want for myself. Hence, maybe I would find comfort in DL gents and street gents. And guys, let's not lie. There's something about umumenza. Understand that? There's something about a man. Hakar, hi Tshiamo. Tshiamo, Tshiamo, naman Tshiamo ntshware jwalo. Korre ne clit. Yeah, unclitorized. Guys. Deja vu, Cima. Bona ba toxic, but there's something about their level of toxicity that happens to turn me on. If I tell you, I sometimes get so attracted to the serial killer because of how mysterious and cringy they sometimes look. That shit turns me off. Like, I think at some stage or at a certain phase in my life, I'm going to date a jailbait because what's going on? Like, I don't know. Like, one time I even got horny when, like, I saw this post right on Facebook, and they were talking about this guy, how dangerous and yada 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 this guy is. Funny thing, I was looking at the guy and I instantly got horny. I was like, damn, Tshiamo Ngwenya. Like, do you know where the danger is? Do you know where the danger is? Like, what I say, Tshiamo, do you know where the danger is? Cabanga Osabawela is serial killer. Next thing, but like, romantic, you count down your year's eve. Marawana counter. Where like I'll be like get 6 feet, even about bonus about 2 feet extra to make sure that you're not coming back, daddy. Woo! Penalty King, we are like part of the marginalized. Again, give me a chance, I've went to a multiracial school, please. We part of the marginalized. Woo, damn. We're part of that group of statistics who happen to be targeted, and they're at a risk area, like girls and gays. It's sad. It's really sad, and it's so sad to a point where you'd find certain DL guys having to kill gay guys because they're trying to cover what they deem as shame, or they're scared that gay guy is going to somehow out them. It's really a sad world that we're living in. And guys, with any chance that you get, please do not forget to pray. I beg. Anyways, moving on, right? The next one in the list, it would be number 7, a girl's best friend and a right-hand person. Oh, guys, a little story time here. So I used to have a girl. For the purpose of the story, I'm going to call her Barbie girl. So I used to have a girl. That girl actually inspired most of my style, and you know that bringing, I used to idolize her. Like, I admired her like big time because she knew style. Like, she carried herself properly. She gave me that Bonang X Factor elegance. But little did I know that she'd actually find comfort in having to want that idea to come into life. By that I mean that she would automatically regard me as Somizi, something that I, a few minutes ago, actually had to reiterate on that I really hate. She'd automatically subscribe me and regard me as Somizi, and then Yana should call herself Bonang. And I never got the concept, but I'd go along with it, you know. And I've gotten to realize, girls are not dumb, you know. Girls are not dumb, and this is no secret, but I've lived to witness this. If you're not careful, I'm talking to the gay community, I'm talking to the family tree. If you're not careful, guys, your girlfriends who you so much call friends, your girlfriends who you so much regard or call friends, the people who you can't necessarily rely on. Guys, if you see the red flags, make sure to actually take them with cautious mind and heart, because there's no way that you're going to witness something and be uncertain about it and think, oh no, it's not a big deal. I'm one person who strictly and firmly believe in intuition, instinct, because that shit is real. Trust me, it saved me from a lot of stuff, you know, from opportunistic people, from dangers which were heading my way, but I was never quite aware, because obviously you can't prepare for whatever endeavors that come in your journey in this life and world. All right, however, in terms of gay guys having to have girlfriends, number one, girlfriends are going to use you. It starts with something that you would regard as, no, it's not that deep, like makeup. Number one, my friends know this. Makeup, it's something, it's more like a side hustle for me, so it's another stream of income. So they know very well, and I've actually reiterated on the part that I'd love for each and every one of my friends to actually respect the fact that this is something that I treat as a business, as a job, because it is a side hustle apart from my 9 to 5 job, you know. And by that, it means that if I'm going to do a beat, I would expect for you to pay me, because this is a business that I'm running. We have to try to distinguish and separate what we regard a fun relationship or a relationship, friendship, to work and business, because it's two different entities, right? So going back to my point, your girlfriends are going to use you for things like, friend, please do our makeup. If you're a designer, they're going to try to use you as a designer. Friend, please design this for me, I'm going to visit someone. But they'll never bring themselves to actually mention things like finances. It's really sad, come to think of it, you know. And because when you're trying so much to have someone accept you, you're going to just vie, you know, you're just going to engage in certain things which, even when you're not comfortable, you can't bring yourself to raise, but actually you are going to keep quiet and just go with the flow for the sake of you trying to restore or survive the relationship. I'm not about that chat, guys. Excuse me, count me out. I'm not going to do that to myself, not ever again. Any friend of mine that doesn't respect my work is clearly not deserving of the title friendship. Understand? And they're going to use you as their personal makeup artist. Now, as I got an opportunity to be used. I'm not gonna say an opportunity as if it's a good thing, but I got a moment or an experience to actually be used as a handbag. Like the way people would troll Pinky Girl for having to be Bonang's handbag. That's how I felt with this particular girl, because she would literally treat me that way without. I'm not sure if she realized. There's no way. Why am I? That's another thing that I have to stop having to excuse how people choose to poorly treat me. Mutwawe, this is a thought that you tend to process, and even when they get to apologize, the apology is not as sincere. Like, let's stop this thing of having to let things slide for the sake of, no, I'm trying to preserve or save a relationship. Guys, if it's meant to end, it's meant to end. It's something that's going to kill a lot of you guys. And by kill, I don't mean literally kill you, which obviously that's something that you're trying to avoid, but it's going to take a toll on your mental health, your physical appearances, your physical existence, you being present in the moment. It's going to exhaust you, and I wouldn't wish that kind of repercussion or that kind of feeling even to my enemy. That's how big I feel, or rather stand or respect mental health. So yeah, your girlfriends are going to use you for petty things. I'm going to say petty because to them, or you rather, you would regard it as petty. Your makeup, friend, please do my clothing. Friend, let's go somewhere. And then somewhere you're holding their handbag. They'll go and visit men. And then obviously you there as a gatekeeper or a bouncer for if maybe a guy tries something. You know, it's a lot going on, guys. Put yourself first. Stand, respect yourself. So yeah, guys, I think we have 2 more going on. Is it 2? Yeah, coming out. Oh, guys, coming out, right? I'm going to be honest with this. Personally, I've never been one to actually come out. How this came about, my mom got the actual verification, or rather confirmation, to the fact that I'm gay when she asked me jokingly, like, are you going to a boyfriend? I used to date this guy who lived not far from my neighborhood. He had like a disability, but I love that guy. I've dated well, 6 people to be specific, but out of all 6, like, that guy is one guy who I felt to have loved, because he gave me so much serenity. Like, he was my peace of mind. Like, he was someone who I would offload, or I wouldn't worry about how I look in terms of maybe I'm too fat, I have stretch marks, or I don't have makeup on, I have pimples. Because certain people that I chose to date, they actually make me go through the most in terms of insecurities. Like, they'll highlight my insecurities to actually add on to my insecurities and make me feel ashamed of me being me. And that was something that I couldn't allow myself to engage in or last in. Understand? I didn't want to even to subscribe in such nonsense, because what are you doing? Why am I dating you if you're going to continuously keep on body shaming me or reminding me of my insecurities? What is it that you're doing, contributing rather, if it's not you having to derail my mental health? Like, what are we doing, guys? It's good to consider another person, but first love yourself enough for you to actually try to consider the other person. So even if you were to receive compliments, those compliments you're receiving based off something that you've already built. So I see you're not defined by compliments, but it's something that actually helps to remind you of who you are. How about that? So back to the coming out story. So my mom actually found out that time when I responded to her jokingly saying, Yo, no, I'm going to Moments, because she asked, are you going to your boyfriend? Jokingly. She had suspicions, but yeah. So there was a point in time where I didn't speak to my mom for a good week, because my mom thought, like, me having to be gay was the influence of my lesbian friends. I used to have two lesbian couple that lived in the back room. So yeah, I used to have those, and my mom would obviously witness that I'm spending a lot of time with them. So the minute he started to ask me like certain questions, i.e. my brother having to catch me kissing a boy and telling my mom, that is something that should choose to want to tell me. And then obviously I'd react to say, why is he surprised? Or I'll tell my mom, oh mommy, yes, I'm gay. And then my mom one time made a comment, or a remark rather, to say that no, it's the influence of your gay friends. Like, you have to leave those lesbian friends, because get a bad influence. I didn't speak to her for a good week, but I eventually outgrew that, because I realized, sometimes we can try to penalize or be harsh on our parents, but in all honesty, this is something that I would say it's new to them. They know gays exist, but sometimes they need a little bit of more education in terms of how we live our lives and the kind of person that we are. At this point, my parents have actually accepted, and I think that has to be like the biggest approval that I was expecting or wanting for the longest. To understand, that has to be one thing that I feel any gay guy who is looking at having to come out of the closet, or who's already acknowledged in society as being gay and they are proud and embracing it, needs, is that one validation to say, babe, ngwana rona, you are a child, we accept you the way you are, and we love you, and nothing will change. And that is something that I've gotten from my parents, even though my dad still feels that I'm living in my mind. Like, the way my dad is defining it is actually hilarious, because my dad actually is convinced that I'm a boy, but I'm convinced that I'm a girl. So basically my dad is trying to say I'm transgender. However, she does acknowledge me, especially publicly, well, one-on-one, that I'm more of a girl around when understand things like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, if that's your definition of how you see gay or perceive gay, then it's fine. But that is not gonna stop me from having to wear my 6 inches, honey. Because now the bitch is working. What? You can't even try to control or rule my dress codes. Let's start there. Love you, daddy. So yeah, we have 2 more, guys, before I wrap up this video, and I hope you are getting informed. And yeah, so the clicks. Number 9. Oh, back to friendships. I've never been one to actually appreciate the clicks, because guys, I feel like, especially, okay, oh my god, my grandmother is so loud and it's frustrating me because the kids have actually downloaded on the sound and the noise. Woo! But anyways, so yeah, the clicks, guys, I do not appreciate or like the clicks, because I feel like there's a lot of manipulation, like a lot of two-faced going on there. Like, I get at this whole like Destiny Child sort of setting. If you get friends who are openly loyal to you like that, guys, you're blessed. But not personally, sharp. Guys, I've had my fair share of experiences when it comes to that, and I can safely say sharp. I love friendships, but I don't like it when we have clicks going on. Like, when we dress, oh friend, let's dress in a specific way. Now we're a group. The Destiny Child or TLC. Understand? No. You're right. Yo, guys, now I'm okay, guys. Like, there's a lot that unfolded when I had like a similar relationship like that, and this is not no shade or banter, but I felt like there was a lot going on. Because come to think of it, like, such relationships tend to survive off people's names, you know. They tend to survive, if not people's names, the third person who's the weak link in the group has to be the topic in most cases, or this specific person who tends to has to be the topic. I'm just saying it the way it is. I'm sorry if good, but that's how it is. Generally, that's how it is, and that's something that honestly I can't subscribe in, because again, my mental health comes first. I love my friends. I'm gonna continue loving my friends. You know, those that love me and appreciate me, I'm gonna reiterate and actually, you know, return the same love and treatment. But those that do not feel me or like me, continue on. You don't even have to say much, you understand? Because not everyone is for you. I swear, you're not money where people who all want you and love you. No, sis, you're not. Some people even perceive you as a competition. So in the words of the great artist, who I don't know to reference to, but in the words of the great artist, you don't get to compete where you can't compare. How about that? So sometimes in jail, unoba an aspiration, unoba an inspiration, unoba an idol, no. When abo my Angela, bo, mother knew that king. Understand all like the bracket things, but people just have pride to a point where they can't actually, you know, bring it to you like that, to say, yo, happy, proud, I love what you're doing, like, continue on, yo, love you loads. Because wow, jealousy is a real thing, guys. But yeah, the clicks thing, it's not for me, and I do not appreciate it. But yeah, having multiple friends, I love that. However, let's not say clicks. I do, however, appreciate having a circle of friends. Understand? A circle, let's keep it to 4, because 3, it's giving 3 is giving Beyonce vibes, and you know, the Beyonce, I don't like that kind of setup, because it's like the Beyonce is always right, and I don't like that for me personally. Just say no shade. But anyway, last but not least, society standards. Oh my god, society standard. The pressure is getting worse and worse. The pressure is getting worse and worse. There's nothing as defeating or painful. Woo! Guys, the pressure is getting worse and worse. It's going down, just like me catching feelings for a straight gent. It's going down. Society standards are a lot, because now it's like, if you're gay, you're supposed to have money, you're supposed to have your life figured out, like, you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have all these amount of materialistic things, which people who tend or happen to be opportunistic can just, you know, slide in jail to have that taste of your life, or just walk in, staircase in jail, open gates to heaven. That is bollocks. Reality in life is tricky. There's a lot going on. Like, it's I would keep it easy. There's a lot going on. Like, reality, it's honestly like guys, reality at life, it's not easy. And I need to remind you of this, because I feel like this is a very valid point. Trust the process. Always pray. And when you pray, be specific of the things that you want in life, guys. I'm no preacher, but you can say amen, because I am, meaning business. But yeah, when you pray, be specific in the things that you want. Remember who you are. There's going to be moments where you feel like wa ofremba or otswatsile, understand? It happens to the best of us. That's just how life happens, because there's no straight line to success. Okano wa ba gore a wa rutega, but still happen to be our president. No shade. But it's 1,710,000. Listen carefully. But yeah. But trust the process. Don't forget to pray Wanesu, because life is really not easy. And I feel like the more years we get into, it's the more the pressure is getting worse and worse. But anyways, guys, I do hope that you did enjoy the segment, right? Let me know on which segment that you'd like to actually have me react on or comment on. You're more than welcome to leave me with your questions, guys. Bye.
While I turn around, you watch me check up on you.